It never occurred to me that I could actually have a career as an actor. Sometimes, you get to have the privilege of working with people on multiple occasions. I've done 3 films with Willem Dafoe, for instance, so we're good friends.
For decades, Sam Neill captivated audiences with unforgettable performances, earning admiration from millions around the world. Yet, behind the fame, there was a deeply personal side of his life that few ever truly knew. Before his passing, the beloved actor reflected on the people who meant everything to him, revealing the 5 individuals who shaped his journey through triumph, heartbreak, and hope. These heartfelt revelations offered a rare glimpse into the man behind the screen. So, who were the 5 people Sam Neill cherished most? And why did they hold such a special place in his heart? Number 5. Laura Dern. According to Sam Neill, one of the very first people who came to mind when he reflected on the most important relationships in his life was Laura Dern. He admitted that this choice would probably not surprise anyone who had followed their journey together over the years. Although millions of people knew them as the unforgettable duo who faced terrifying dinosaurs in Jurassic Park, he explained that the film itself was only a small part of what made their bond so meaningful. The thrilling action, giant prehistoric creatures, and breathtaking scenes were what audiences remembered. But his most treasured memories came from the quiet moments between takes. Those were the hours spent waiting for cameras and lights to be adjusted, sheltering under tents when bad weather interrupted filming, and enjoying long conversations while the crew prepared the next scene. Neill recalled that those ordinary moments were where genuine friendships were formed. He described Laura Dern as someone with a rare and effortless warmth that immediately put people at ease. In his view, she had an extraordinary gift for making everyone around her feel welcome, no matter who they were. Whether someone was a leading actor, a member of the technical crew, or quietly moving equipment in the background, she treated every person with the same respect and kindness. He remembered that she was always willing to stop, listen, ask how someone was doing, or brighten the day with a sincere smile. In an industry often associated with fame, competition, and oversized egos, he believed that such genuine humility was incredibly uncommon and impossible to overlook. While he openly admired Laura's remarkable talent as an actress, Neill emphasized that kindness was an even greater quality. He explained that outstanding performances might impress people for a while, but genuine compassion stayed in people's hearts for much longer. Working alongside Laura, he said, never felt forced or awkward because they trusted one another completely. That natural trust allowed their on-screen chemistry to develop effortlessly, and he believed audiences could recognize that authenticity every time they watched them together. Even many years after Jurassic Park, Neill shared that every reunion with Laura felt as though no time had passed. Their friendship never required constant effort to survive. Instead, it resumed naturally, as comfortably as settling into a favorite old chair. As he grew older, he found himself valuing relationships that brought peace rather than complications. He reflected that the entertainment industry was often filled with pressure, endless expectations, and constant discussions about fame and success. But spending time with Laura made all of that disappear. Looking back, he concluded that while films eventually became part of history for the world to enjoy, the friendships created behind the scenes remained life's greatest hidden treasures. For him, Laura Dern perfectly represented trust, comfort, sincerity, and the rare ability to make others feel genuinely valued. So, who was the next most beloved person to Sam Neill? What makes this person so beloved to him? Let's find out. Number 4. Jeff Goldblum. According to Sam Neill, one of the people who left the strongest impression on him over the years was Jeff Goldblum. He explained that Jeff was the kind of person people never forgot, not simply because of his famous voice or his unusual way of speaking, but because of the warmth and energy he brought wherever he went. While audiences admired Jeff for his unmistakable personality on screen, Sam believed there was an even more remarkable side to him that most people never had the chance to witness. He said Jeff had a rare ability to make everyone around him feel comfortable, valued, and genuinely happy. Sam recalled that film sets could often be stressful places. Even though hundreds of people might be working together, everyone was usually focused on deadlines, difficult scenes, changing weather, or unexpected technical problems. The atmosphere could become tense without warning. Yet, according to Sam, everything seemed to change whenever Jeff wandered over. Jeff would casually begin talking about something completely unexpected. Perhaps a strange idea, an interesting book, or a fascinating observation. And before long, people would find themselves smiling, laughing, and forgetting the pressures of the day. Sam emphasized that Jeff never appeared to be trying to entertain anyone. His cheerful spirit and effortless charm were simply part of who he was. Reflecting on their friendship, Sam said that very few people possessed the natural gift of making every room feel brighter the moment they entered it. And Jeff was certainly one of those rare individuals. While millions of fans knew Jeff as the brilliant and witty Dr. Ian Malcolm from the Jurassic Park films, Sam remembered something much more personal. He remembered the quiet hours between scenes when they would sit together, talking endlessly about films, music, books, and life itself. Their conversations rarely followed any particular direction, yet that was exactly what made them so enjoyable. They were moments filled with curiosity, laughter, and genuine human connection. Looking back on those years, Sam admitted that he had come to appreciate people who made even the longest and most exhausting days seem to pass effortlessly. Spending hours on set no longer felt like a burden when someone like Jeff was nearby. Someone who genuinely enjoyed listening, sharing stories, and exploring ideas. Sam pointed out that these simple conversations would never appear in glamorous photographs or behind-the-scenes documentaries, yet they remained among his most treasured memories. Whenever he thought about his time filming Jurassic Park, Sam said his mind did not immediately return to the spectacular dinosaurs or the unforgettable action sequences. Instead, he remembered hearing Jeff Goldblum's familiar voice nearby, knowing that laughter, thoughtful conversation, and another wonderful day were about to unfold. For Sam, Jeff's greatest gift was his remarkable ability to transform ordinary moments into unforgettable memories. Which name comes next on Sam Neill's list? What makes the person so special to him? Stay tuned. Number 3. Brian Brown. According to Sam Neill, the third person who immediately came to mind when he reflected on the people he cherished most was Brian Brown. He explained that they had shared a friendship for such a long time that neither of them bothered counting the years anymore. At some point, he said, true friendships grow beyond calendars and anniversaries. The passing of time simply becomes unimportant because the bond itself remains strong. Looking back, he believed that this was one of the greatest gifts of a lasting friendship. Neill also pointed out that many people imagine friendships in Hollywood are built on glamorous movie premieres, red carpet appearances, or glittering award ceremonies. However, he insisted that this picture was far from reality. In his experience, the deepest friendships were formed during life's quieter, simpler moments. They grew through relaxed conversations after exhausting days on set, long dinners filled with stories and laughter, or casual phone calls that unexpectedly stretched into long, meaningful chats. Those ordinary moments, he believed, were what truly connected people. Speaking about Brian Brown's personality, Neill described him as someone who had never sought attention or tried to dominate every room he entered. Brian, he explained, had always been completely comfortable with who he was. He never felt the need to impress anyone or pretend to be someone different. Neill admitted that he had always admired this quiet confidence because genuine authenticity was becoming increasingly rare. In an industry where appearances often mattered so much, Brian's honesty and simplicity stood out even more. Neill went on to explain that life had frequently taken both of them in different directions. One acting project often led to another, sometimes sending one of them overseas while the other remained at home. Months, and occasionally even years, could pass without seeing each other. Yet whenever they eventually reunited, it never felt as though they had spent any time apart. Their conversations resumed naturally, as if they had only spoken the day before. To him, that effortless connection was a clear sign of a truly special friendship. Reflecting on friendships in general, Neill observed that while some relationships demanded constant effort to survive, the strongest ones seemed to endure naturally. He described Brian as one of the most dependable people he had ever known. There was never any uncertainty about who Brian would be because he remained the same honest, kind, and trustworthy man throughout the years. Neill remarked that in a world where people and circumstances changed so quickly, such consistency was deeply comforting. Finally, Neill reflected that growing older had taught him an important lesson. While talent could impress audiences and success could rise and fall with time, reliability, kindness, and staying true to oneself were qualities of far greater value. Although there were many films from his long career that had gradually faded from memory, he admitted he could never forget the people who had made those years brighter. Brian Brown, he concluded, would always be one of those unforgettable people. So, who was that leader who lifted everyone? Which name is next on Sam Neill's list of people he loved the most? Stay with us. Number 2. Steven Spielberg. Sam Neill explained that working with Steven Spielberg had been one of the most memorable experiences of his career. He said that before they ever met, he already knew Spielberg's name carried incredible weight in the film industry. People across the world admired his movies, and many believed he had completely transformed modern filmmaking. However, Neill pointed out that a person's reputation could only reveal so much. According to him, the true measure of someone's character only became clear after spending time with them, especially during the long and demanding days of making a film. He later said that what impressed him most was not only Spielberg's extraordinary understanding of filmmaking, although that was obvious. Instead, it was the way he treated everyone on set. Despite the constant pressure and endless decisions involved in directing, Spielberg remained approachable, respectful, and patient with everyone throughout the production. He shared that Spielberg listened carefully whenever anyone spoke to him, regardless of their position. Whether he was talking with one of the lead actors, a camera operator, a lighting technician, or someone completely new to the crew, he always gave that person his complete attention. Neill believed that this simple habit carried far more importance than many people realized. In his view, people rarely forgot how they were treated, and Spielberg had an extraordinary ability to make everyone around him feel respected, appreciated, and genuinely important. Looking back on the making of Jurassic Park, Neill said the experience had been exciting because everyone knew they were creating something bold and unlike anything audiences had seen before. The groundbreaking visual effects and enormous dinosaurs were certainly unforgettable, but he admitted those were not his strongest memories. Instead, he remembered watching Spielberg remain calm and composed through even the busiest and most stressful days, making sure every member of the cast and crew felt included rather than overlooked. Neill added that he had learned valuable lessons simply by observing Spielberg at work. Those lessons, he explained, went far beyond acting and filmmaking. They taught him what true leadership looked like. He believed that the greatest leaders did not constantly remind others of their authority. Rather, they inspired confidence, built trust, and created an atmosphere where people naturally wanted to give their very best. Neill concluded that Spielberg possessed that rare quality, which was why so many actors and crew members eagerly accepted every opportunity to work with him again. In his opinion, success might attract people once, but genuine kindness, humility, and respect were what kept them coming back. The next person happens to be the Freemead Ordinary Beautiful Days. Who could it be? What draws him close to Sam Neill's heart? Stay glued. Number 1. John Clark. According to Sam Neill, the first person on his list of the people he loved most would probably surprise many people. It was not another world-famous actor, a Hollywood legend, or someone whose home was filled with prestigious awards. Instead, it was John Clark. a man whose importance could never be measured by fame or public recognition. Sam explained that his list had never been about celebrity status or professional success. It was about the people who genuinely touched his heart, and John was undoubtedly one of those rare and unforgettable individuals. Sam reflected that some of the deepest and most meaningful friendships begin in the quietest ways. They do not start with grand moments or dramatic stories. Instead, they grow naturally through simple conversations, shared experiences, and countless moments of laughter. Before you realize it, years have turned into decades, and that ordinary friendship has become one of life's greatest treasures. That, he said, perfectly described his relationship with John. He fondly remembered John's gentle and effortless sense of humor. It was never loud, attention-seeking, or exaggerated. John had a remarkable gift for saying just the right thing at exactly the right moment. With only a few carefully chosen words, he could brighten the mood, ease tension, and make everyone around him smile. Sam admitted that those small moments of laughter often meant far more than people realized at the time. Looking back, Sam recalled the many afternoons they spent together over the years. Interestingly, he could not point to one extraordinary conversation that stood above all the others. Instead, what remained most precious in his memory was the collection of countless ordinary moments they shared. Long dinners that stretched late into the evening, relaxed conversations without any pressure to impress one another, and the quiet comfort of simply enjoying each other's company. As life went on, Sam said he had come to understand an important truth. He realized that a meaningful life is rarely built upon a handful of dramatic events. Rather, it is shaped by thousands of simple, everyday moments that often seem insignificant at the time. Sadly, people usually recognize their true value only after they have disappeared forever. When John Clark passed away, Sam confessed that what he missed most was not an unfinished conversation or words left unsaid. Instead, he deeply mourned all the conversations they would never get the chance to have. More than anything, he wished he could hear John's warm laughter just one more time, a sound that had filled so many ordinary days with extraordinary joy. But could Sam Neill's love for these people be influenced by his background or shared values? Who was Sam Neill in his lifetime? Let's find out. Sam Neill's extraordinary journey through life. Sir Sam Neill's remarkable journey has often been described as one of determination, adaptability, and an unwavering love for telling stories. Reports about his life noted that he was born as Nigel John Dermot Neill on the 14th of September, 1947 in Omagh, Northern Ireland. However, when he was just 7 years old, his family relocated to Christchurch, New Zealand, a move that would shape the rest of his life. After completing his studies in English literature at the University of Canterbury, he was said to have discovered a deep passion for the performing arts. He reportedly began his career on the theater stage before making his breakthrough in the 1977 film Sleeping Dogs. That performance was widely regarded as the beginning of an extraordinary acting career that would span more than 5 decades. According to accounts of his career, Neill quickly established himself as one of the most gifted and dependable actors of his generation. His performances in acclaimed productions such as My Brilliant Career, Omen, 3, The Final Conflict, Dead Calm, The Hunt for Red October, and The Piano earned him widespread recognition. Yet, it was reported that his unforgettable portrayal of Dr. Alan Grant in the Jurassic Park series turned him into a global icon, introducing him to millions of movie lovers around the world. His ability to move effortlessly between drama, adventure, romance, and historical films was frequently praised as proof of his remarkable versatility. Away from the bright lights of Hollywood, reports suggested that Neill preferred a far quieter and more peaceful lifestyle. He was said to have found genuine happiness at his New Zealand vineyard, 2 Paddocks, where he devoted himself to farming, producing wine, and enjoying precious moments with family and close friends. Despite his international fame, he often revealed that the vineyard felt more like home than any film set. Through his social media posts, he reportedly delighted fans with humorous stories about his animals, his daily farm routines, and the simple joys of rural life. His greatest personal battle, however, reportedly began in 2022 when doctors diagnosed him with stage 3 angioimmunoblastic T-cell lymphoma, a rare and aggressive blood cancer. Reports stated that he first noticed swollen glands while promoting Jurassic World Dominion. After chemotherapy failed to halt the illness, he reportedly underwent an experimental treatment that eventually pushed the disease into remission. During his recovery, it was said that he wrote his memoir, Did I Ever Tell You This?, explaining that writing gave him purpose during one of the darkest chapters of his life. He reportedly admitted that he did not fear death itself, but regretted the possibility of leaving behind unfinished work and the people he loved most. The experience, according to his own reflections, strengthened his appreciation for every new day, every cherished friendship, and every opportunity to keep living with gratitude. So, what do you think about the 5 most beloved people to Sam Neill? What do you think they all have in common? We'd love to hear your opinions in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe.